6 American things I can no longer live without. Really excited to get into this video and see what kind of things we got in this. Before we do, appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's see what we got.
Hello, I'm Lawrence and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains
American
to things and stuff. Specifically, things and stuff that after living in the United States for nearly 16 years, I can no longer live without. When I first moved here in 2008, I had all these British people saying, "Ooh, don't you become all Americanized?" And I hope those people aren't watching.
You know what, right? He's going to be saying how he's became Americanized, but after 16 years of living there, I'm surprised he don't, like, his accent is so strong. Like, he still sounds like he's from Britain, you know what I mean?
Because, as you can see, there's no going back. I have become Americanized to the extent that I am now, in fact, an American citizen. And because of that, and since I've lived here for so long, you really do start to pick up an attachment to certain things. And people who've been subscribed to this channel for a long time are probably expecting me to say air conditioning right off the bat, because I've done that 1,000 times. And it's because I've done it 1,000 times that I'm not going to do it in this video. But just take it as read that AC ordinarily is one of the things I can't live without, even though I did in Britain for 26 years.
Yeah, I get what he's saying, bro, because I've seen a few I've seen quite a bit of American videos, and AC's mentioned all the time. It does make me jealous. I do wish we can, well, we can have it here. It's just, you know, quite pricey, and you need to own a house to do it, so.
And if you aren't yet subscribed to this channel, do that now.
Alright, what we got?
In the meantime, here are American things that I can no longer live without.
Drive-through? Huh?
I feel like this one is just really embarrassing, because when I lived in England, we knew about drive-through restaurants in America and thought, that looks a bit too extravagant. What's wrong with catching a bus and then walking the extra half a mile to get to this place and ordering your food there? At least then you justify the calories you're about to eat at, say, McDonald's. And I held on to that feeling for quite a while, but then I turned 40 and realised that I like my comforts, that I'm lazy, and that my dog Arthur really likes drive-throughs.
Wait, Lawrence, mate, you do realise we do have drive-throughs in the UK, right? We do have them.
Often comes with the promise of a puppuccino. And since I left Britain, I have heard that drive-throughs have popped up in Britain. And if you are British and you are watching this, have you experienced drive-throughs where you live? And if so, do they drive in the opposite direction around?
Wait. I am very, very, very confused right now. Does he... Yo, maybe he should do videos on the UK. Because drive-thrus in the UK have been around for many, many, many years. Like, bro, I'm talking 10 years, bro. Maybe even more, I don't know. And they're everywhere. Like, there's a McDonald's drive-thru everywhere. Starbucks drive-thrus, you know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of fast food drive-thrus. We don't have as many as you guys. But that's because we don't have as many, like, restaurants, you know what I mean? But
around the building to...
Mixer forces.
Number 2, mixer taps. You might have seen my YouTube short from last week where I spoke about this phenomenon, which is less of a phenomenon and more just the norm in most places in the world, but not in Britain. And if you don't know the reasons for that, go and watch the short in question. The point is, in the house that I grew up in Britain, and just most houses in Britain, the bathrooms and the kitchens have sinks with separate hot and cold taps. And for 26 years...
Okay, yo. This guy hasn't been to the UK for a very, very long time. This guy. Yo, okay. So many years ago, we would have a hot tap and a cold tap. And some old houses will still have a hot tap and a cold tap. But I have not experienced a hot and a cold tap, separate taps, in a very, 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 very long time. I'm talking years and years and years and years and years. We do have just a mixer tap. I'm guessing is just like one tap where faucet where it's hot and cold. Yep, we got them everywhere, dude.
Years I had to wash my hands like this. Get some soap, nice and foamy. Turn on the hot tap while getting foam on it.
That's such a dumb idea. Why did we do that?
Bloody hot. Turn on the cold tap to cool them down. Ah, that's nice. That's really nice. It's actually getting a bit too cold now.
Back in the hot.
They're done. And I never once thought to myself, there must be an easier way to do this. I did turn the taps off too. I'm not wasting water. And then I moved to America and I noticed there was just one faucet in the sinks in the house.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know why. Like, bro, because it was only like 10 years ago where you would go to like a restaurant and they'll have these taps. right?
I lived in initially. I just thought,
luckily we do have mixer
taps
taps
this
now,
particular house, and didn't really think too much of it. But I did like the fact that you could choose the temperature that came out of the tap. It didn't have to be scalding hot. It didn't have to be freezing cold. It could be somewhere in between. That said, I don't think in the middle is the perfect temperature. That's too lukewarm. I'm the sort of person who gets his steak medium well, and so when I've had a steak and my hands are all greasy, I like my temperature to be medium well.
You gotta burn it off.
I might have thought about this too much.
Vans.
One of the biggest American things that I can't live without.
Hey, Lawrence, if you say that there's no vans in the UK, I don't know what time you was like era you was living in the UK.
One that I've not really spoken about publicly is vans. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, Lawrence, you and Tara have a Prius. That's hardly a van, is it? Well, calm down, you keyboard warrior. Is it warrior? Warrior? Because I'm not referring to the vehicle type. I'm referring to Vans shoes.
Oh!
And as you can see, these are a little worn and dog-eaten, and they're in the process of being replaced. But the point is, these are my favourite shoe brand. Okay. And you might be thinking, Lawrence, I didn't know you were a skater boy. Because, as we know, Avril Lavigne is a massive fan of this channel.
We've had Vans
for years. I'm not a skater boy, although, granted, I did once have an addiction to Tony Hawk's 3.
Bro, I had Vans when I was a kid. Like, bro, like, I'm on about 10 to 15 years ago.
The point is, I am somebody with long legs, rubbish knees, and I don't like shoelaces. Now, I should add that Vans has lace-up shoes too, but they are pointless. Now, this is not sponsored by Vans. If it was, I'd probably show much nicer pairs of shoes. But I've just become a fan, you know, a van fan.
Fair enough.
Or a van. And they're comfortable. I walk in these every day with Arthur when he's not treating them like a meal. And
really? Are Vans comfortable? Because, yo, when I was like 15, I had a pair of Vans, and it was the most uncomfy shoe I wore. Like, I swear they was giving me blisters.
Been everywhere with me, from the beaches of Lake Michigan to the mountainsides of West Virginia. And they've got the scars and the odor to prove it.
Wait. Does he not... wait. Because this video is about American things that you can no longer live without, right? So really in this video should be things that we don't have in the UK. That's what I was expecting. We've had... Surely there was fans in the UK when he was in the UK. Surely. Americans,
English. Did you ever think that you'd hear a British person say this? I can't live without American English. Now, for me, more than most people, that's true because firstly, it forms part of the basis of my job, comparing and contrasting our two countries' varieties of English. But it also plays a big part in my everyday life. I mean, firstly...
You know what? By him saying that, does that mean he prefers American English to English? So he prefers the way that Americans say... To be fair, from the words that I've seen... I do like American English. I do. Like, I like how you guys use y'all. Yeah, I really like that one. We need to take that one. But there's been so many words where I thought, you know what? That actually sounds better and is better. Like, it feels nice on the tongue to say.
I'm married to an American-born citizen. Secondly, and I've done videos about the precise Americanisms in question, I myself have picked some up. Many, in fact. You know, I come from a country where we are forever fearful of the Americanization of English within Britain. The thing is that I would say to that is that Britain lost that fight a long time ago. For instance, any British person, and this is 90% of us, who've ever used the word hangover are upset that we have one, but at this point are probably completely unaware that the word hangover originated in American English more than...
Yo, bro, and it's more and more, especially with, like, the content world, like, the kids now, like, my little sister and my little niece, they will be, like, bro, they sound American because they're watching, like, TikTok and stuff like this, and they're seeing all the Americans, and they're picking up on the words. Bro, yeah, American English is being used a lot in the UK, and it's just happening more than
a century ago. Now, I wonder if British people at the time had the same reservations over the word hangover as they do quite a lot of American English. But then it got me thinking, we don't take any issue with most American English terms that make it over to Britain, whether it's military-derived words like radar or musical genres like jazz and rock and roll.
You gotta remember, most of the big movies and TV shows as well as are American. So, yeah, it's going to get to a point where we're just speaking American English and that's standard, bro.
Word as simple as hello. American English and British English have long influenced each other and will continue
They're just going to entwine.
So long after I'm dead. And on that happy note, it's time to get up off the sofa.
Mud rooms. I've actually seen what this is.
Particular room in my house, and
we don't have these.
Is the mud room. And even though you find mud rooms in other countries like Canada and even to some extent Britain, it just feels like more American houses have them. And you might be thinking, what?
Bro, I have never seen ever a mud room in the UK. Our houses aren't big enough to have extra rooms. It's a room dedicated to take off your shoes so you don't get mud in the house. Bro, that is such a good idea, bro.
What is a mud room? Well,
That's
a mud
such a
room,
good idea.
as I pointed out in previous videos, is a sort of entryway that just allows you to drag mud in there before you enter the main part of the house. I mean, that might not be its official purpose, but that's what I use it for. And especially since I got a dog. You know, he likes to run around in this yard. Sometimes he drags me too. And so when we come back from doing that, I make sure we hang out in here first. So that I don't have to bother getting a towel and drying his feet off. But I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you the main reason that I've fallen in love with this mudroom is it's a very convenient place just to store rubbish. I don't mean mouldy rubbish like food or stuff like that, but just sort of empty boxes that I don't have room in the recycling bin for yet. I've just realised that everything on this list is something that I could live without if I wasn't lazy. But the fact of the matter is, I am, which brings us on to the final entry.
Which is... Oh, it's these chairs. They do look comfy. We don't have them in the UK.
Over the last 2 weeks, it's become very apparent to me that I couldn't make this video without including a piece of furniture that I spoke about a few weeks ago in a video all about American furniture, and that is Adirondack chairs. It's been a good few weeks. I've used them very often while sitting outside with Arthur.
They do look comfy.
Granted, it is the summer, so it sort of makes sense that I am out here, but I can imagine that I'll probably be using these in the height of winter, just not in a t-shirt, but a winter jacket. Because like Vans, they are comfortable, and you might be thinking, aren't they just like a deck chair? And firstly, no, because you don't have to fold them up and put them away. And secondly, on deck chairs, your arse doesn't fall back because there's not that diagonal slope, whereas with these, there is. And
yeah, our deck chairs are kind of like, you're kind of like straight, you know what I mean? So like you're sat straight and yeah, you're not like slouching like him.
Again, appeals to my laziness. And then, of course, the arms that I spoke about in that video are majestic. I mean, you can fit your phone on it, for one. And number two, you could probably play an entire board game. I've got this idea that my wife or friends will bring along their other Adirondack chair, put it here so that they're sitting there, and we'll just put a board here, play checkers. The one thing that I didn't mention in that video is that they're really easy to clean, and I know that because they're...
Yeah, most deck chairs in the UK, like, search them up, but you can get like plastic ones, wood ones, but most of the time if someone's gonna bring like a chair with you know to someone's house, something, it'll be like a cotton kind of one. And bro, they're not that comfy, bro, and you can't put anything on the side. They got a drink holder, but that's about it.
They're constantly getting covered in bird shit. That is one of the downsides of having it under a magnolia tree, which is so massive I didn't really have any choice.
Final thoughts.
So that's my list, or at least a partial list, because like I said, there's hundreds of other things that I could have included. And if this video does well, my producers say, then we'll do a part 2. If it tanks, then we'll just push that part 2 under the rug.
Yo, very good video. Enjoyed that a lot, though. Hey, Lawrence, bro, you might have to go check out the UK, because it sounds like you haven't been in a while. I feel like that would be a good video. Him experience UK after 16 years as well, because we got drive-thrus, bro. We got them now. You know what I mean? And we've had Vans for a very long time. But yo, really good video. Enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys can think of anything American you think we don't have in the UK that you can't live without, let me know in the comments as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG if you guys want to check me out over there. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.